It's a hard one right here. So we've been on this journey for years and years and years, man. 6 seasons of this. This is season 6, episode 15. This is the final episode. Head to Woosah. Let's get into it, man, because this is going to be a long one. I'm going to try to do it as quick as possible. So it starts off, man, they have flashbacks of everything that has happened with the St. Patrick family, man. Just Tasha and Ghost, how they fell apart. Him leaving his family. Tariq having resentment for his father. His sister dying. Just all the stuff that has led to this point, man. And so, this city is a big rich town. Yeah, so roll the credits. Let's get into it. It starts off, man. This episode takes place right after Ghost had hemmed up Tasha. He had hemmed her up and stuff. So what she did right afterwards, she went to go meet Q. So she went meet Q. She had to get her mind off of this. She had to get her rocks off. She went have a sex scene, a gratuitous sex scene of power. So they got to do that. So show some titties to finish the series off and stuff. Got to show some titties. But so they did that. So Tariq is back home. He's looking at pictures of his sister and stuff. He got his do-rag on, getting his waves tight. So he chilling. He thinks to himself, like, where my mama at? It's late. So he texts her, where you at? So she got to sneak off, come back home. She sees that Q, a drawer is open. They were using protection. They did have some condoms and stuff. So I think they would do it, practicing safe sex. But she sees he has a gun. And so I thought she took it at that point, but she didn't take it. But it sets up future things in the episode. It gets her gears to turning. So she ends up going back home, and Tariq is like, hey, man, what you doing? You run around with some nigga I ain't met and this and that. And they get into it about Ghost and how they got to take Ghost down and this and that. And she like, look, I have a plan. I've set the plan in motion. I told him about Terry Silver. He's going to jail. So we ain't got to worry about that. Wake up in the morning. They see the TV. He wakes his mother up. That plan ain't working. Ghost is running for lieutenant governor. He would not be able to be stopped at this point. So then the rest of this episode is like, man, how are we going to take Ghost down? So that is the theme of this. And we know Ghost has been shot and stuff. What led to his shooting? They find out Ghost running for lieutenant governor, blase. Tariq, and at this point when Tariq leaves the house, this is when he went go meet up with Lisa Marie, whenever they played the recording for him. And so he did that. He left there. He goes talk to Tommy. He goes talk to Tommy about what happened in with the recording and stuff, so Tommy could go and take care of it. And he told Tommy, he gave Tommy specific directions and stuff. Please don't kill her, man. She a good kid and stuff, man. Don't kill her. You know how this go Tariq and do this. But you seen in the previous, well, in episode 13, what happened with all of them and stuff. And he didn't end up killing the little girl. That was a great episode. But meanwhile, Tasha goes to the cemetery. She goes to check up on Rain and stuff. And that is whenever she's seen Ghost. And so Ghost was going to see about his daughter and just telling her his plans and how he's going to run for governor and he's doing right with his life and stuff. And so they get into it. And he like, look, you been a bad influence. You selling dope and stuff. You ain't never wanted me to do good in my life. Look, you set go from this marriage. Look, we don't need to be married no more. But I'm taking my kids. And so that gets gears to turn. Like, you ain't taking my kids. So that gives motive as for her to kill Ghosts and stuff. Then after this scene, I'm going into the timeline. Like this episode it's a lot about timelines meeting up and what happened and stuff. So after she left the cemetery with Ghost. That is whenever she went back home and Tommy rolled up on her about killing Keisha. So in all these episodes, they have the same dialogue, but they have like little extra pieces and stuff. Like they have a little bit more of the conversation in depth about what happened. So he goes to her and he was about to kill her and whatnot, just like the other episodes and stuff. Except for on this scene, he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna kill you because your kids deserve better than that. But I should have killed you and stuff." So he leaves her to her devices. He spares her life. Uh, then then this is whenever we see Dre. Tariq went bring Dre to go meet Ghost about the money and whatever. So, and whenever he went bring him to meet Ghost, in exchange, Dre had gave him a gun. So we know what happened whenever Ghost was talking with Dre, but we don't know what was happening behind the door with Tariq. So what happened with that was Tariq had the gun on him, but he got a call from school, or he got some kind of text or something. So he ended up stashing the gun at Truth Nightclub. So he left and went back to school. His teacher was getting arrested, the one that was selling the drugs for them. So that's another thing they're gonna have. Will the teacher snitch on him or what? Will he get in hot water for that? So he went back to school and tried to cover up his tracks with that situation right there. Uh, Sax rolls up on Tasha. No, 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 no. Sax and Tasha talk, but Tasha had went to Sax. Like, what happened with the Terry Silver thing? I thought Silver, he was gonna go down and look. They had the black woman, the original woman that used to run the FBI department, the Fed department or whatever, and she's now his defense attorney, and she telling him like he might go to jail before this, and we got to find some other things to take Ghost down, like else everybody's going down. Uh, then Rashad and Tasha talk, and you've seen that on previous episodes as well, and they're both trying to take Ghost down, and then they're giving information, and he's telling Tasha, he's gonna make your son confess to this murder and stuff. He's trying to cover up his tail. You better take him down. Everybody has motive to take Ghost down. They need him out of the way because he's just got in the way of everybody, and he's messing up everybody's plans, and he's taking down everybody if he reaches his point that he's been trying to reach. So that is what happened with that. Tasha goes to the old house. She has a flashback. They did have some beautiful moments as a family. She was looking at that, and whenever Tommy would go over to eat, and just whenever they was all a big family, and it was beautiful and stuff. Then that's whenever Ghost rolls up on them. And she said she like, you gonna make your son turn himself in? She the one that put that idea in Ghost's head, cause Ghost is like, what you talking about? I wasn't never gonna do that. But since you say it, we've been covering for Tariq for the longest time, and he just keep messing up and lying to us. He need to take responsibility for his actions. And she like, what you gonna do that and stuff? And then they having a big argument. He like, I'm gonna take my kids. You selling this dope and stuff. You being a bad influence. I'm taking my kids. So he goes back to that, and it's more motive for her to take Ghost out of the game. So gears turning. One thing that was beautiful about this scene is she says, "Did you ever love me?" And Ghost is like, "Of course, I loved you. I still, and in some weird way, I still love you. But you don't love me the way I am now. You always loved me when I was the biggest dope dealer in New York. Whenever I tried to do other things with my life, you fell out of love with me." And that is a common thread. That's something that people always hated on Ghost because he left his family and Angela and stuff. Angela always seen something better for him. And it was the vision of himself that he always wanted to be. When she seen him, she seen a businessman. She seen who she seen back in the hood. And so, a young person that had aspirations to do more. Whenever Tasha seen him, she seen him as the biggest dope dealer in New York. He was trying to get away from that. That's something that people never really realized. People always hated on Ghost for that. I don't think it was about the infidelity and stuff and about him just loving her more. She made him feel And that's not right. That's not right for him to cheat on his wife and stuff. But it's just some reasoning behind. It's more than just that. So that's something I never really faulted him too much about the Angela thing. The only thing I fault him about the Angela thing a little bit is like I'm all for black love and stuff, and so him leaving his chocolate wife for a mulatto Hispanic woman, that's dirty because you don't want to see his brother leave his wife for a white woman pretty much. But what she represented to him in his heart and stuff, and it was more than that. So off track, but I have a lot of notes. I have a lot of notes, man. So Ghost and Tariq, they finally get into it. Tariq goes talk to him, and Ghost is like, man, you gotta turn yourself in and this and that. And then he hems him up, and Tariq is crying, you gonna do me that, Ghost? I fucking hate you. I hate you and this and that. And you like, look, I don't even care. But look, you ain't getting in my way. And then they finally talk. He like, tell me something real. You been lying to me this whole time. Just tell me something real. And so he tells him about Breeze and about I love Breeze and Breeze was family, but Breeze was in the way, and I had to take him off the board. And that was messed. That was wrong for him to tell him because when he told him that, that turn made gears turn into Tariq head, and Tariq is like, I'm you. And so what you would have did, you would have took somebody off the board if they was in your way of your goals and stuff. You were in my way. Uh, Ghost did tell Tariq he was a disappointment and stuff, and Tariq was Tasha tells Tariq the plan to kill Ghost. So they end up they had the end of they whims, the end of they whatever, the end of their rope. So they gotta kill him. So she tells him, look, what's gonna happen? You go meet him in the club and stuff, then you leave, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be waiting in the back of his truck. And whenever he comes downstairs and stuff, I'm a cap him. And so that was their plan. She tells Q to be with her. She's scared to go serve him the divorce papers and stuff. But she like, I need you to be with me and we're gonna go do this and just come with me. And whenever she does that, she ends up stealing his gun. So she plans to kill Ghost with Q's gun. Tariq is at Truth nightclub. He ends up meeting around with the people and doing all this and that. He gets his gun back. He gets his gun back. He in the wall where he had hit it and this and that. Tommy hit him up. That's whenever him and Tommy have the meeting, and Tommy is like, we gotta save your father. Dre is going to kill him and stuff. And he's like, I'm not helping you kill him. If he gonna die, just let him die. So he was happy about that. He's like, my mama don't have to kill him. I don't have to kill him. That's all well and all fine and dandy. But ends up what he does, he leaves to try to stop Tommy. He calls Vincent and him. He like, y'all been looking for Tommy? I know where he's at. So whenever Tommy and Vincent gets into the shootout, that is how Vincent knew where he was at. Because Tariq snitched on him. So Tariq goes back to the club. He goes meet up. Goes get his gun and stuff and go meet up with his father. Tasha, she getting dropped off by Q. She tells Q to wait outside for her. She goes and sits in the back of the truck, and she's texting Tariq to get out of there and do this and that, or just as an alibi to let him know whatever. And so she's looking in the rearview mirror, and she sees Sean, and she starts reminiscing, and she like, damn. And so she tried to text. She seen that Tariq was writing back, and then he never responded. So she like, something is wrong. So she ends up running upstairs. Tariq, he pointed the gun at Ghost. They have a dynamic monologue. Like, I'm not gonna tell you everything on here. Like, I want you to watch the episode and get the information. But it was a good monologue, back and forth and stuff, man. Like, oh, it was so sad, man. I was watching this and I was like this, dog. Just not like crying and sad and stuff. I was so mad. And so whenever she busts through the door, Tariq is the one that shot him. He killed Ghost. But they had rails and stuff. They had rails, and he shot him straight up He didn't flip over the rail or something. He just shot him, and he just, how did he fall back like that and go through the rail and fall splat? That didn't make any, his fall didn't make any kind of sense. I could see if they showed him falling over the rail or something, but it just was like, and he just fell backwards. Like, they had a big rail behind him. How did he do that? I guess. But they took Tasha's, no, oh my God. I had to do it, Ma. I had to do it. Oh, the reason why he did it, because the plan was for Tasha to kill him. He's seen a vision of Canaan. And Canaan comes out like, yo, you got to do this. You want your mama to do it for you? He ain't never going to see it. And look, you know how slick Ghost is. If he see your mama and stuff, they both draw. Your mama ain't going to make it out of there. Ghost going to kill her. You got to do this. So that's why he ended up doing it, because Canaan was in his head, and he seen Canaan just the way that Ghost has seen him and stuff. So anyway, so he kills Ghost. Tommy, that's whenever Tommy seen the killer. And so he was about to shoot him. And Ghost grabbed his arm. No, let him go. Let him go. And so Tariq leaves out. They go to go stash the murder weapons and stuff. Tasha, she goes, cover her tracks and whatnot. She goes, runs with meet Q, and Q like, what happened? I got there, he was already dead. So they shout out. And Tariq is having like little visions. The last thing he seen was his father saying, no, let him go. So I think in some little corner of his little black ass heart, he was like, my father really did love me, man. Like, he saved me at the end. And even though I hated him and I did this and I killed him, he still was like, don't, just let him go. So I hope that resonated with him. But anyways, so he leaves, and then he sees Sax coming up. And so he ducks, and so that comes into play later. But he leaves out the club, stashes his stuff. Then he comes back on the scene. Huh, what happened to my father? You know he's a terrible actor. What happened to my father? And he tries to rush everybody and stuff. And, no, I gotta get to my father. Anyways, Tariq ties going through. Tariq kills Jane. Aftermath of the situation, Sax gets his job back. The Chinese man, I guess he's put in a charge of the department or whatever. So he hits up Sax. You got your job back. The other dude look like he's going to the prison, to the pen or whatever. So Sax comes out fine and dandy in after Ghost dies and whatnot. They have the will, the last testament. And so Ghost leaves nothing to Tasha. He pays the mother's rent for a year. He leaves everything to he leaves Raina's part of the fortune to Tariq. And Tariq, he gives him his part. And the little girl, Jazz or Raz or whatever, he ends up leaving her the other third. But with Tariq, you have to go to college for 4 years and maintain a 3.5 GPA. So, or else you ain't gonna get nothing. So even in death, he tries to save his son that way. Like, maybe he knew he was gonna die soon or something, man. But that was smart on his behalf or whatever. So he Tariq and them is feeling, oh man, he's still trying to take over my life and stuff. They walk out. The feds snatch him up. And they like, something is up. We got to find out who the killer is. They try to blame it on Drake. They're like, Drake killed him. Drake killed him, of course. It's not adding up. I don't think Drake killed him. And they know it's either Tasha or it is Tariq. Tariq, the smart brother he is, he like, I seen you, Sax. In the club. So it was Dre. So he like, damn, he on to me. But I didn't kill him, but he seen this, so I'm like, damn. So what he does, he goes tell Blanca, I think that's her name, Blanca. He like, well, looks like if Dre or whatever, and if he killed him, that's gonna take you down or whatever. So she goes to the jail and she goes talk to 2-Bit and stuff. And 2-Bit isn't cracking at all. But 2-Bit tells her one thing. He like, look, if you know anything about the streets, y'all cops are so dumb. Drake couldn't have killed Ghost. Ghost was too slick. Drake was too dumb. He wasn't gonna get to Ghost. He ain't killed him. And 2-Bit like, peace. Y'all think I'm snitching? Peace. So what Tasha does, she goes sleep. She like, how can we get out of this? She goes sleeps with Q and she plants the murder weapon on him. And she calls 911. So she give him a little nookie, show some gratuitous titties again for the episode. The cops run in on her and he like, I was with you. What you tell him. And she just looking at him all stupid. And what happens, she screwed herself because he was getting interrogated. But the thing about it is, he had an alibi. He knew something was up. So whenever he dropped her off at Truth, he went across the street to the store to get something. So he was on the surveillance cameras buying stuff. So what happened is the feds go in the next day. They go holler Blanca and them. Tasha St. Patrick, you are arrested for the murder of James St. Patrick in Tarika. No. So he hollering and doing all this and that. Oh, wait up. Tasha had talked to Simon to get Tariq in college. He was gonna try to hurry up and get him in college and hurry up and graduate for him to get his money. He offered Tasha a job, so Tasha had her brand new gig and everything. But you have murdered. You are charged for the murder, and she takes the rap. She takes the rap for Tariq. She like, Tariq, no, go to school. So ends up happening. She goes to the pen. She takes her wig off and stuff. She looking all beat. She goes to the pen. Tariq ends up fulfilling his father's legacy or whatever. What he wanted for his son the whole time to go to college. That's how the series ends. After credits, they show Angela, Tommy, and young Jamie whenever they were kids. And so I think that is Power Book 2. And so we see that the young makings of Angela and Tommy and them, man, look, it was a good little moment. Shed a tear. And to see how their lives went, man, like Tommy was the last one standing. Angela died for Ghost. Ghost died, man. His own family took him out, man. But, man, being with this show all these years and stuff, man, and growing with these characters and stuff, man, like to see Ghost go out like that. The only thing positive is because he had a positive influence on his son's life as far as like making him go to school and stuff. And I don't want my camera to die and all this. So I'm going to just end the video off here, man. Like, comment, subscribe. It'll be the greatest of the most hated. But it was an incredible run, man. An incredible run. They had a lot of messed up stuff in Power and stuff, man. I hate that Ghost died, dog. That is... Damn, that's sad. But, holla at y'all.